We're going through one of those times when it's like when it rains, it pours, one bad thing after another. I'm going through that again. It's not my first time, that's for certain. And I'm pretty sure it's not for anybody really these days. Depends on your age, though. Really, a lot of things. But I'm going through one, and it just is one like narcissistic person or toxic person or scammer or abusive person all around. After another, like last week, it was a guy that a total stranger around my age, and apparently he wanted to act like big man on campus, and he accused me, made accusations, defamation of character all around. He was wrong. And yeah, it went far with that. I reported him. I don't play with that crap. I reported him, and I was apologized to by the person. She said she was over all of it. And she said, no way should that have happened to you like that. Even no matter what, it should not have gone that way. And she's right. It should not. It was wrong. And the week before, or 2 weeks before that, I had a really bad situation. The next week I wound up in the ER, which they didn't know what it was. I thought it was congestive heart failure. They thought it was because it was real swollen, mainly my legs. But they said it wasn't, and they thought it was, but then they did all these tests and everything, said it wasn't. But it was a lot of stress. It's been a lot of things, one after the other, back to back. And so those were the bigger things. Now, a smaller one is happening now is that basically both of our hot water heaters are out. Okay, they're 20 years old, so yeah. One of them went out quite a long while ago, and we just didn't replace it. We just used the other one. And yeah, around 20 years this time, we had worked on once, and yeah, that's a pretty good run right there. So we went to get it replaced, and called, had service that came out a little while ago. Oh no, they wanted to charge like 3 times the amount of what we were quoted. Not, by the store itself said it should be around this price, and which would actually it would have been a third more, a little over a third more, yeah, of what they had quoted. Basically, I'll put it this way: they quoted with install and everything for 2 hot water heaters. And it depends on where you live, if this is expensive or not. But here they said $2,000, and yeah, that's kind of expensive here. But since they only cost $600 each. But then the guys came out, these guys, and they were trying this. I was by myself. He was on his way home, Adam, and they told me it was close to $3,300. Okay, I'm like, no. So I called him. He was on his way. He got lost. Well, he tried to take a faster route and got lost, so got misdirected. But anyway, when he finally got home, they took off because I was relaying messages back and forth, and I said, no, that's way too high. So they apparently left thinking they're not going to con us, But at first the guy asked me, they said, is that your landlord that we spoke to, or is it your husband? I said, yeah, it is. And I said, that's him. That's him. And I do that is I've lived in Narcissism-ville, what I call Narcissism-ville, for many years, and I'm 56 years old. Is just not here, not just here. I own property, so I know how these things tend to work. Not all of them, of course, but I did that because for whatever reason they may think. They asked me that at first. They may think that they can charge more, depending. You see. I've had this happen more than once at this house. Like even the exterminators, and they won't quote a price. They'll say it depends on where you live. Maid service is the same thing. It depends on where you live. And they're not saying that it depends on the size of the yard or the house or any of that. It just depends on where you live. Yeah. Some might say, some people might think of that and say, oh, well, maybe they just charge people who live in, not wealthy areas, the poorer side of town, like some people say, poorer side of town. And maybe they do that because they'll charge them less, give them a lower fee. No, their focus is they want to get as much money as they can. They're just talking to them, hearing what they say, and some of them there was one even admitted it. Okay, if you can afford more, they're going to charge you more. See, that what some think is good-heartedness is not. It is wickedness. This is my view. Okay, and like I said, it's not 100% across the board. They're not all bad. None of that. Read the disclaimer in the description box below this video on YouTube. One good thing did come out of this, if you can call it a good thing, is that I found out there's a place to take showers, you know, in a pinch, and that is a park. And I kind of knew that already. I don't know why it seemed so new to me. I did know that already, and I called one that I'm actually a member of, and they said their showers are down. Okay, whatever. So they said, well, you know, you can go to another one. I said, yeah, but they do charge a fee and everything. It's minimal, $6. Okay, and the guy said, you know, make sure you keep it. You can go there all day and all this kind of stuff, which is fine by me. But the thing is, I don't have like supplies like little bottles of shampoo and conditioner along this line, and can't keep that up forever because there are things laundry have to be done, and I can't go into a laundromat because of my chemical allergies. I almost die going into because of the strong smells. So hopefully we'll get this fixed soon enough, because you won't find me at a laundromat. So, no, but I've done it and almost died, but I'm not going to try that again. Anyway, it's just like this world is coming to you know, I sound like my mom here, and I finally understand. You know, I agree with some of the things she said, but it's coming to this, you know, and people have said, I still want to see the research on this, that it's like 70% narcissistic we live in. 70% of people are narcissistic. We're all narcissistic to some degree. There's a normal, you know, narcissism. Like, I always make this joke, but I hope nobody stops doing it just because I said this is narcissistic. Is, hey, you eat, don't you? Yeah, that's what I say. You're you know, that's a good, healthy one. You want to eat so you don't die. And some would say, oh, what you taking food from? See what I'm saying? No. But yeah, there is, you know, we have to sometimes think about ourselves. We do. But anyway, like I was saying, you know, it's just becoming, some say it's like 70% now versus 30. 70% and 30 not. And back when I was young, it was 30% were and 70% were not. But like I said, I want to see this research that keeps getting quoted. But anyway, yeah, you know, it's like every time you turn around, there's some kind of scam. And for these guys to leave before he got home, I told him he's on his way. And I told him the street that he was on, so they knew it wasn't that far. And I go back in the house, you know, come back, and right after that, he's there. And he said, I just saw him driving off. Why do you think they was driving off? What would you think? Anyway, if you care to answer, leave a comment below. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. If you want to subscribe to this channel and you haven't already, click the circle icon. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click on the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share on your own social media if you would. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye. Didn't have anything I was looking for, but yeah, that happens. So, but I did want to make sure I mentioned that the place to go that I found out I could go shower is at the parks and recreation centers. You know, I don't know if they have it like that where you live. I don't remember it before I moved here what other places had, but yeah, they have showers, you know, for where people go and they to the parks and they work out and stuff like that. They have showers there. Okay, like I said, I already knew that about them, but so anyway, I just want to make sure I said that. Okay, wrapping it up.